Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, you guys. Come on, pop on in. I have a brief word of encouragement for you on this evening for Wisdom Wednesday. So come on in, pop on in. Thank you for those of you who are joining, tuning in. I promise I won't be before you long. I just have a brief word of encouragement for you. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me on these Wednesdays. I appreciate you, just your presence, your comments, your words of encouragement, the seeds that you may send to assist in the work that I do. Um, just know that you are appreciated and it does not go unnoticed. So come on in. So listen, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week thus far. I hope I hope that you have taken it easy. If you've gotten some rest, I don't know about you, but I am tired. I've been doing some traveling. I've been doing working different things, doing some planning. And so I'm a little bit exhausted. And it's my birthday week. How that happened? But you know what? Anybody that knows me, I celebrate for months. Sometimes my schedule be so busy that I might can't get things done and how my schedule is. So I love celebrating and I believe that you too on your birthdays for your accomplishments, just whatever the case, it don't even have to be a big celebration. You just need to enjoy yourself. You need to celebrate you. Some of you do so much and you overlook it, and you don't always have to be about nobody else celebrating you. You pat yourself on the back, you give yourself a hug, you tell yourself how proud of you that you are, of the things that you've done, what you have overcome, the things that you may be currently facing that God has assisted you with. um you need to celebrate yourself. You need to tell yourself how wonderful you are. You know that, yeah, we get one day out of a year to celebrate our birthdays, the date. But let me tell you something. You just don't have to wait for your birthday to celebrate you. You don't have to wait for your birthday just to love on you and to do you. You understand, whatever that is. Um, Stop waiting on other people. Celebrate yourself. Stop feeling, well, I wish I don't have any friends, this, and other. Listen, some of you may have too many friends or individuals that you may call your friends and they not your friends, or family members that's by blood. You say family thick, blood thicker than water. Let me tell you something. Sometimes that blood, those connections can be dangerous and they can be toxic, right? I don't even know why I even got here. But when it comes to celebrate, some of you are waiting on other people to tell you that they love you, waiting on other people to show their appreciation and how they honor you and this. Listen, you will get celebrated, you will get honored the majority of the time. You will get appreciated in other things from people that you more people than you barely know than for the ones that may take you for advantage because they know you or they're familiar with you, or they take for granted and think that you're obligated to whatever the case may be. But let me tell you, some of you are waiting, and you were going to be waiting for a long time for other people to, the ones you expect. So celebrate yourself. Sis, you were doing great. You were not nowhere where you were on yesterday, last year. Bro, you were doing great. I know that situation hurt you. It pained you. It had you looking like a fool. But let me tell you something. God is good. He is gracious. He is merciful. And it's not even my topic. But let me tell you something. I know, listen, daily, all the time. Listen, whether if I'm away, sometimes I try to be, when I'm away, I try to I rest. I pull back some because I have a lot of people that reach out or that depend, and sometimes they can get exhausting, especially some of the things that I have to battle in the spirit for individuals. And y'all listen, and even sometimes that I may need to be picked up. A lot of times I may have to do that myself, or someone that may be close to me that knows that God has connected me with will reach out to me, and that's so appreciated because this work is not easy. It's people pulling on me all the time, and sometimes it's some of the ones that I may not never hear from, or may not never support, or may not never sow, or may not never whatever. But let me tell you something. Even I have to overlook that at times, because sometimes when I be like, Lord, why in the this? Yeah, Lord, and He quickly convicts me, because guess what? Let me tell you something. My help, the things, the provision, the resources, and all that, it's going to come, and it's coming from people that I don't even know, that may be in other states, that may have heard, that may have I've been referred, whatever the case may be. Because some people will just not, some people, and what it is, and this is not even my topic, but let me say this before I briefly, quickly move on. Some people are afraid of you getting ahead of them. And it's so much out here that we all can be doing and be doing and be doing. We all have the same 24 hours to be great. And just because you don't want to be great, just because you want to feed in the drama, just because you want to be messy, just because you want to be around recording, seeing people fighting, doing all this stupid stuff that you want to do, and other people are trying to go up, other people are trying to crush goals, other people are not trying to be, they 40, 50 years old and acting like they 20, they're 20 years old acting like they 10, they 30 years old acting like they, other people don't want to do that. Some people have goals, because you know what, time is passing us by. And let me tie that in to, what are you trying to prove by, some of the things that you want in life, the goals that you have, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to model for your children, you're trying to break generational curses, you're trying to have a different mindset. However, you keep getting caught up in, well, you know what, if I move this way, if I say no, if I this, that, and the other, then they're going to look at me differently. So what? Who are you trying to prove stuff to, and what for? Because some of the people you trying to prove things to, they can't do nothing for you. They can't even give you 50 cents if you ask, but they steady wanting something from you. Some of the same individuals that you trying to prove yourself to, they don't even have their self together. They messy. They got all these other things going on. They're miserable. They need to be healed from the inside. And you're thinking, well, and if I prove this, well, let me go run behind them, this, that, and the other. And you're in the same place that you was last year. You forming trauma bonds because of who they might not like, what's this, that, and the other. So you form these trauma bonds, and you in the same place as you were last year, the year before that. Let me tell you something. There's so many people that speak in the Lord, that may have these titles and this, that, and the other, but they ain't moved nowhere than where they were last year. The titles ain't gonna get you nowhere. The words that you may know, the scriptures that you may know, ain't gonna get you nowhere. People want to see change. They want to see you. And let me tell you something. I be having people messaging me about jobs, about this, that, and the other, about, a lot of different things. Your mindset has to change. Poverty can be a mindset as well. Some people are scared of jumping out of the unknown because you want other people to do it for you. It causes work. What are you trying to prove by you continuing to have a crab mentality, not want to move into your purpose when you got greatness in you? But those around you don't want you to become great because they want you to stay mediocre like them. They don't want you to move because they're comfortable with you being where they are. Sis, it's time for you to move into your next. Bro, it's time for you to move into your next. Because let me tell you something. I want individuals around that's speaking into my life that are moving in different directions. There's no way you can be homeowners. You don't have to rent all your life. You don't have to stay in housing all your life. It's about a mindset. There are too many jobs, and listen, y'all. The government is trying to do everything they can to wipe benefits and this. Don't you guys sit on things that you think is going to always be there. And then for those of you that like to rob, steal, cheat, and lie to get because you don't want to work, that's gonna come to an end. Wow, you're gonna either be locked up or somebody gonna kill you. Because too many people, we work, we get up, we do, and you don't want to do nothing but be around, rob other people, be into pharmaceutical selling, and whatever else. And I ain't talking about the legal pharmaceutical selling, if you catch my drift. But you do what you do. But you ain't got nothing to prove. These streets don't love nobody. It's time for your mindset to change. Those of you who are believers, it's time for your mindset to change. Why are you in the same place you were last year? Why haven't you conquered and tried to accomplish it? Listen, life be life and for all of us. I promise you. Some people just don't carry stuff the same way. Ain't no way I'm going to allow life to have me by a chokehold. Because I got people, I got some of you, I got my children, my grandchildren, my parents, that depends on me. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody around you. The only person that you need to prove yourself to do better, to want more, to go in your purpose, to what is the Lord. Prove it to him how much he loves you. You love him. Prove it to him how much you say that he's your beginning and your end. Prove it to him how you believe that he's your healer. Prove it to him how you can believe that he's your all-knowing God. Prove it to him that he's your Alpha and Omega. Prove it to him that you believe he is your provider. All of these other people, they're null and void. They don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. You allow these people to condemn you. That's why I stay out of saying so many different things and try to, well, this story going on, Lord, this person did. Oh, well, Lord, so many people, you don't even know these people. In the news, in the narratives, in the different things that be going, listen, stop getting distracted. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody else. Focus on your life. Focus on growing. Focus on changing. Focus on moving. Focus on the connections you need to help you be better. Not the ones that try to manipulate, not the ones that try to use, not the ones that haven't been healed. So they're dragging you, manipulating you, making you feel, and you ain't nowhere further than you were last year. It's time out. If you ain't growing, if you ain't sowing, you ain't growing. If you ain't growing, you ain't sowing. And I ain't just talking about money. I'm talking about time, energy, your mindset, whatever. But you got to do it in the right places. It ain't all about notoriety, trying to be connect to people who you think you started trying to keep up with them, and you broke as don't know what. You started trying to have the latest name brand. Your mind is toe up from the flow up. Who are you trying to prove something? Yeah, when you grow up, you ain't had this. You didn't have that, this. But who are you trying to prove something to? Because at the end of the day, even when it comes to your job, stop trying to prove. Just do what you're called to do. Do your work. Let God promote you. You ain't got nothing to prove. Because at the end of the day, if you get hurt, lose your mind, that job going to replace you the next day. Take care of you. Make sure you're good. Then you can help and assist and pour and do your job. Some of you frustrated even about your job. Then you pray, you ask God, God, is it time for me to transition? God, this, that, and the other. Don't be butt kissing or stepping over people so that you can get somewhere. Because I promise you reap what you sow. That's a good thing and the bad. So many of you wonder why people, this, that, nobody want to deal with you and this, that. Because you don't ran people down so much. You done did this, that, and the other, and it's coming back to you. How soon can you forget? The same thing that you sow, that which you shall reap. That's what the word says. So keep your mouth off stuff. Keep your mouth off people. Make sure that when you're using your mouth, you're using to edify, correct, instruct, not judge. I'm tired of people trying to say, well, that ain't judgment. If I say, who are you? Who gave you? Who? You ain't no judge. You need to clean up and circle around your own front door and close your window so you won't be looking at everybody else's. Wipe it off. Then you can see the dirt in your own eyes. But we got to get stuff together. Stop chasing vanity. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing people. Stop chasing lust. We all have been chasing something at one time or another. But it got to stop. When you know better, you do better. The only thing and the only person that you should be trying to prove something to is yourself and the Lord. It's time out. It's time out. Growth is necessary for change. You're not changing if you're not growing. Do you hear me? You're not changing if you're not growing. So I encourage you, stop seeking for approval from elsewhere. It is only God that you need to be seeking it from. And he's already approved. He knows when we're going to mess up. He knows the way where we're going to go. Stop allowing people to ruin you mentally, emotionally, physically. Stop. And if words come from people that you know not, you bind them words up then. Let me tell you something. I don't let a lot of words come my way, and I definitely don't let a lot of people touch me. Because listen here, I do not, for a reason. I don't play all of that. I don't run after and gotta be, I want to be in this clique. I want to do this and that. No, I'm a loner as it is anyway. And I'm fine with that. Because I ain't messy. But I'm not going to be running here, there, and everywhere. Clicking. Trying to be over here and there. Not all these 55 different people touch me, all these different spirits. No. Know the word for yourself. Know it for yourself so you can know who you are. The enemy is cunning. He's trying to kill, steal, and destroy. And if he can take your mind, take your purpose, he going to do it. I hope that I said something this evening. I hope that I've told you something that will help you go into your next move out of bondage. Be set free, be delivered, and healed from the inside out. No faking, but from the inside out. I hope that you will find who you are so you won't have to be trying to prove yourself to any and everybody. I hope that you find you a safe space that you trust, because some of these jokers you can't trust because they are trip and they messy. They just want to know your business so they can go run around and tell your business. They need to tell theirs. I'm compassionate about people because I don't believe in doing people wrong. And can't nobody ever say. But I don't do mess. And I believe we all deserve to be loved, cared for, and a lot of other things. But some people, that is not in them. If it's not about them, the heck with anything else. But God, in this hour, we all got to answer to him. But one thing it ain't going to be for me leading people wrong and doing people wrong and being mischief. Ain't no way. I don't care what type of things, how I was raised, what was said, what was done, different traumatic things. Ain't no way. I don't get a kick out of stepping on others to climb up to the next. I don't get a kick out of doing favors to get to the next. Because you will have to pay for that. So, but remember, you don't have anything to prove. Do you hear me? None. And if you need a coach, all of my information is on one of my social media sites, my personal, my professional ones. But get yourself somewhere. It's time out. Our children are suffering because of what they're being seen, what has been said, what has not been done. There's a lot of adults that need healing, a lot of adults that need to be free, a lot of the adults that need to be delivered. So take time to focus on you. And remember, you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody but yourself and the Lord. God bless you. Until next time on Wisdom Wednesday.